So they're not dim or dark. They look great. They're fast. They're responsive. Hey everyone, Digital David here. Today in this video, I'm going to be checking out the coolermaster Hyper 622 Halo Black. I did receive the sample directly from coolermaster, but any opinion expressed in this video is strictly my own. That being said, if you're interested in this product or you want to find out more about it, the link to it will be in the video description. Here's a peek at the retail box and packaging. Everything looks great. You'll see our dual tower heatsink design from the side right there. Some additional product features on this side. And we have our tech specs here. If you're wondering about sockets, this does support AMD AM4 or AM5, as well as the latest and greatest from Intel. We have LGA 1700, as well as the previous socket, LGA 1200, and some additional options for you there. This features 6 nickel-plated heat pipes, and we have intuitive ARGB detection, so I'm excited to give that a try. Now let's go ahead, let's open this up and see what's inside. Here are all the contents. First up, we have our product literature consisting of our 2-year warranty card, followed by our user guide and manual. These instructions are the same whether it's the black or the white version. The only difference between the two is the color on the finish. Next, you'll see we have our hardware kit with all the brackets, adapters that we need. There's our fan adapters, ARGB, all that included. We also have our thermal compound. This is their CryoFuse thermal paste. And then lastly, we have the cooler itself. Look at that dual tower design. Beautiful black fit and finish here. Our 220 millimeter ARGB Halo fans. Good looking fans with just metal clips if you want to remove them. Here's our 6 heat pipes down below. We got to remove that sticker before use. Now let's go ahead, let's get this thing installed. All right, now you'll see we have the cooler installed. Everything looks great. Love the halo ring lights on these fans. It's really a sharp focal point and piece for your build if you choose to use this cooler. The black finish is fantastic. I don't mind the coolermaster logos. I mean, everything else is basically coolermaster here with our case. So that just kind of matches our theme and aesthetic here. Now, I wanted to talk about installation. When you install this, obviously you'll put your bracket on. There's 2 screws, so you will have to remove this fan. Just unclip it. You'll tighten those to fasten everything in place. I recommend leaving this fan off as well too, because you'll probably have some RAM on your board. If you don't, go ahead, get your RAM installed, and then just clip this right above that. In our case, with our Corsair Vengeance RAM, no issues with the fit. It snaps right in, no problem. We still have a couple of slots we could go up higher as needed, but I'm really happy with where it's at. You might want to get some low profile RAM depending again on the fit and finish of your particular build. Chances are it won't look just like this one. Also want to point out we're using the AMD 7700X for our CPU. This cooler is rated at a TDP of 180, so hopefully that's plenty of headroom for you and whatever CPU you're looking to cool. Now let's go ahead, let's test out the RGB. So we have our lovely rainbow presets. We'll cycle through a couple different versions here. They all look really nice. Couple of key observations. These lights are very vibrant and bright. So they're not dim or dark. They look great. They're fast. They're responsive. And coolermaster has some pretty sweet presets. We're just using the included hub with this case and our LED light to cycle through. Obviously, you could connect them to your motherboard and use additional software if you want. But look at those colors. The fan blades do such a nice job diffusing the light, and they get very bright. And then the rings on the side, that's really what sets the Halo series apart. They look so good. Love having the side lights too with those 2 rings. But look at the different colors. Get a feel for how this would look with your setup. Got the coolermaster purple. Can't go wrong with that. I love the ice white. And then we're back to our rainbow. Now it's time to talk about performance. Keep in mind your results will vary depending on how do you have everything configured in your build. Are you using the exact same parts and components as we are? Did you add extra fans? Do you have a different case? Do you have a different GPU? Do you even have a GPU? You get the idea there. But I wanted to show you with the panels on what you can expect in this particular build, at least when your PC's at idle. So currently we're getting about 37 degrees Celsius for our AMD Ryzen 7 7700X CPU. And we peaked at 39 degrees Celsius, but again, we're holding steady at our average of about 37 degrees Celsius. You also see, just take note of the GPU temp there, about 36 degrees Celsius at idle. So everything's looking great, well within spec and range, just at idle temps with the panels on. Now let's go ahead, let's stress this thing out. So you'll see under full load, it instantly shot up to 95 degrees Celsius. How these 7000 series CPUs are built, from my understanding, is that they will go up to that range regardless of cooler. So in this case, what we want to look at is how fast is everything still moving? So currently we're getting right around 4.7 gigahertz. That's still 0.2 gigahertz above the base clock of 4.5. So that would appear that everything is still doing great with this cooler installed. You'll see for our temps, again, that average is going to keep rising up eventually till we get to 95 degrees Celsius once it runs long enough. But we've technically peaked at 95.38 degrees Celsius. We're still getting some great performance there at 4.7 gigahertz. Keep in mind, everything is all stock here. We haven't changed any voltages or anything along those lines with this CPU. Now let's try out another program. Now you're seeing Cinebench R23 with 100% utilization, again at that 95 degree Celsius range. We're getting close to 5 gigahertz still, so I like the performance that we're seeing under our full load and stress here with the CPU, again without tweaking or undervolting or doing anything else with our CPU, all stock right out of the box with this cooler. So now let me share with you my final thoughts after using this cooler. Here's what I want to say. Overall, so far so good. I'm happy with the build quality and the performance. Everything looks great. I actually wish, as I'm sitting here thinking about it, we actually had a third fan. How cool would that triple fan array be in your build? So I'd like to see maybe that included in the future. That would be a lot of fun if they had a version or variant that gave us that third fan and clips. But overall, looks great. Can't go wrong with the Halo² fans. I think for me, the biggest disappointment, that's not the right word, but the biggest frustration is they just have these really tiny ARGB connectors for the fan, for the two that are included. It's annoying to have to use those and the adapter that's included. Just give us maybe a little bit longer cable, give us these standard connection options so we can just ditch the adapter. But not that big of a deal. Maybe you like those, maybe you don't. So again, that's just my own opinion. That was the most frustrating thing, was trying to connect those tiny little connectors. That was it though. Overall, pleased with it. Looks great. It's working great. Time will tell to see how long it lasts, but I expect years to come. There's really not anything you'll ever have to do. Maybe if you want to reapply the thermal paste someday, great. But other than that, you should be all set and ready to go.